So I just wanted to do a quick video comparing the leg extensions for the Mavic Air. Now the Mavic Air is very, very low, so without any extensions you can see the ground clearance is really poor. So on the back it's about 37mm and about 50 on the front. So if you've got any kind of grass at all, it just fouls the props and then it won't take off. So I think leg extensions are pretty much essential. Now the first ones I got were the PGYTech ones, which cost about £7. I also bought some straight plastic ones, which were just £2, £1.99 I think, on eBay, and also these rubber ones, which I thought was intriguing to see if they would work. So just to start with the PGYTech, which is the first I got, and I've put some flashes on. So these just click on the front, just clip on straight like that. And then the backs have got a little hook that goes over the front of the leg. So you have to put that on like that over the edge, and then there's a sort of a push up and it hooks over there. And then the same the other side. So again, you can see that little clip. You just slide the bottom in, and when you push it up, it just finds its thing there. And that's like a little latch that stops it coming off at the back. So first of all, they work fine. They're very, very sturdy. I've been flying on these pretty much every flight, and yeah, they work perfectly. The only slight niggle is to take the backs. The backs are a little bit fiddly to take on and off. They're not that bad. You just have to slot the bottom in and they click in, and then push the top with your thumb and they click off. But I would say, sort of usability wise, they're very good indeed. Sorry, I forgot to mention the PGYTech have actually got these rubber tips, which just give a little bit more grip, which I just think is a sort of quality-wise is definitely a noticeable improvement. You can feel it on this just on a plastic tablecloth, but it's a big difference between them. So yeah, so that's definitely worth the extra money, even if you could cope with the other issues. So yeah, the PGYTech definitely are the best. So then to go to the other end of the scale, the rubber ones, which just came today, these cost £1.59 on eBay, and I thought, is rubber a good idea? So the way they fit on, because they're rubber, they don't really sort of click in place. So you sort of push them on and you think, have I got these the right way round? And I definitely have, because they only fit a certain way around. So that's the front sort of on, and then the back ones have got a funny groove to fit around the leg, and you sort of push them and they sort of wiggle a bit and they're on, but they don't fill me with confidence. Now that is as far as they go on, and when I stand that up, you can see already they're sort of drooping at the back very easily. Now, checking the ground clearance, they definitely increase the ground clearance. The backs, though, just wobble me. And if you imagine flying on these, they just fall off. That one's just come off. And even if they don't, that's fallen off. Even if they don't fall off, because they're flexible, I just think any sort of landing, they're just gonna come off. So those are a total waste of money. So definitely avoid. Though rubber ones, these came in this box YX with a little instruction card. So then the last ones are these plastic ones. Now they've got a funny way of naming them. So AR is rear right and BR is front right. So I can only assume A and B are like alphabetical, which makes no sense. Not B for back, because I would have done F for front and B for back. But anyway, so the B is the front, and these click on very positively, which is good. Sorry, B, so that's A, so that's B. So they click on very positively, and the same on the back. There you go, they click on positively. We're going the right way around, right. Okay, so they click on really positively, and they are super sturdy. So in that way, they're nice. I like the fact they've got nothing that sticks across at the back. Not that the PGYTech clash with any of the sensors, because they don't, but it just looks slightly neater. So yeah, so in terms of how to fly on them, that'll be fine. It certainly lift the only weird thing is they actually lift the back up more than the front. So the back is now, I'm showing about 92mm. The front, I'm showing about 88mm. So the Mavic naturally stands front high, and this sort of reverses that, but I assume that's no issue. It must cope with that perfectly well. So yeah, the only issue comes when you take them off. So the back ones, I didn't read on the eBay listing, it mentioned pulling them inwards, and I realised if you pull them out, they're very hard to remove, and actually will pop these little plastic bottom caps off the motors, which scared me a little, but they clip back on. But if you push them in, they pop off really easily. The front ones, however, are a problem because they're such a tight fit, you cannot remove them. So what I ended up having to do is to do with both hands, and literally pulling an alarming amount, which I'm not happy with, because I do think it would be very easy to either drop the Mavic or to snap a piece off it. So having said that, the rear legs I really like. So providing you get the right way around, so that's left, they clip on very positively and they work really well, and you just push them in to release. It's lovely. Now the only thing I would say is to make sure you're careful when you push them on to hold the arm when you pop them on, because if you push the top of the propeller, it's very easy to half dislodge it, and if you do that, it's no longer attached securely, it'll pop off. So yeah, I just would be very careful with that, but the trick is just to put your finger on the arm and then they're fine. And what's really nice is that because you push them off like that, they work really well. So what I was tempted to do was to use the rear, these cheap plastic ones, and the front PGYTech ones, because I feel that's the best combination. So you can see that's really super straight. They end up being roughly the same height, so that is 90mm pretty much exactly, and that is 90mm pretty much exactly. So yeah, and they're nice and small and neat, and then the rear ones just click in to remove, and the PGYTech ones I can just easily remove them. They're just squeezed on, they don't over click. Anyway, I hope that is useful and saves you wasting your money on the rubbish ones.